Well, this may be an interesting video for me to get out today because there's all kind of noise going on between the rain coming right now and the thunder and the lightning and somebody out there shooting targets. It's been difficult to get this video started, but we'll see how the sound is afterward. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. I'm also going to be making a steak to eat right now, so you'll get to see some of that too. Let's get into this. On June 12th of this year, S. Fitz said, "Your video came back up on my YouTube suggestions. Hope you're still doing well. I am now down 82 pounds, and my doctor just took me off insulin. 15 years of dealing with that. Thank God for Carnivore, OMAD, and longer fasts. I've gotten more info from YouTube than from my doctors." I can totally relate to that. The information I found on YouTube that brought me to this diet is what saved my life and changed my life to something that I can really enjoy again. So, I mean, I don't want to say that it is a miracle. I don't want to say it's a miracle, but it is a miracle. It's like a miracle of what's happened in my life. And it feels like it's just totally a different way of living than what I was used to before. Here on June 13th, Catalina Matzi said, "Love your videos. I'm 64. Come June 23rd. So 64 already. Happy birthday, Catalina. On day 21 of a 40-day water, coffee, stevia fast, will take 20 days to refeed and going to do it with grass-fed, grass-finished meat, eggs, butter. Lost 16 pounds so far, 24 to go. This time I will not gain any back as my plan is to be 100% carnivore, black coffee. I'm really excited about it. You have made such a huge difference in my determination. Thank you so much, and God bless you and your family always." That's really awesome. You know, I get a lot of comments about coffee and things like that because I've tried to bring coffee back into my diet. And all I can say to people is you got to listen to what your body's telling you. When I drink coffee, I can feel it in my gut. It's an issue that is not good. So I decided to cut it back out. It came back and I cut it out again. It's amazing how we'll do something that actually hurts us just because it feeds some desire we have that has very little to do with wanting to be awake in the situation with coffee or whatever it is, whether we eat some candy for comfort food. There is a comfort in things that are foods and drinks, and coffee is one of those. Oh, there's my steak. Let me go pull it out so it can rest here for a little bit. Having a nice porterhouse today. So we'll let that sit for a few minutes while we go through a few more of these. Here on June 14th, Got Bean posted, "I'm almost 64 and have been on carnivore for 3 months. Best thing I ever did. I already see major changes." Awesome. Short and sweet. Alright, we've had a comment from Bob before, but let's go ahead and cover it real quick. Semi-retired Bob said, "Leaving a comment because it helps the algorithm find you." Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. "Just an update on me. Reached day 45 of strict carnivore and I am down 39 pounds. Still waiting for the whole feel better thing, but I've been in a downward spiral since diagnosed with gout in 1983, so I can't expect to reverse it all overnight." And that's very true. It takes a while sometimes to get some of these things to turn around, but the progress of seeing the weight come off really quickly, I think, helps so much to give you something to stay focused and motivated, because it's like we need something to give us a little bit of a dopamine rush just from doing the right thing. It's kind of like if you're playing one of those games where you're constantly trying to raise the numbers of what you're earning or something like that. You keep wanting to build it and build on it, but you have to be able to see it. If you don't see a lot of transition, it's hard to keep putting effort into something. And that's what I loved about this diet, is it helped me to keep seeing that transition happening so that I want to keep having that happen. Let's see, Mr. Plastic Fantastic also said on June 14th, "Great transformation you had. I am now in my 3rd month. Lost 20 kilos, doing bulletproof coffee, supported light fasting, eating once every 48 hours. Sundays I make the exception and I eat after 24 hours. Feeling comfortable, so I started weightlifting again. I'm still overweight, but this will go too. To buffer the costs, I suggest to try slow cooking pork knuckles. After the slow cooking, grill on high heat or in the oven to make the skin crispy. Very tasty and far cheaper than a ribeye, a staple in Germany. I can understand that, Mr. Plastic Fantastic. I don't eat pork because it's not on Lion Diet, and it has been the thing that I've seen the most healing with. Now I probably could try to have some pork. I have had a few pieces of bacon. I don't find it tastes as good as it used to me, and pork in general tastes funny to me now. So does chicken, by the way. However, eggs I have had recently, and I really enjoy them, and I'm looking into some of their nutrient qualities to see if this is something I need to bring back into my diet, since I've been reacting well with them. All right, here's another one of our carnivore friends, Mrs. Blaylock's video on June 15th. She said, I've been eating pork, eggs, duck, mature cheddar cheese, and beef since the end of January, and I've lost 62 pounds. I only drink seltzer water, and I'm feeling amazing. I've gone from 332 pounds to 270 pounds. I'm back on my bicycle, and I've never felt better. Back at the gym, too. You can do it. I felt like I was dying slowly at 332 pounds. I was as high as 350 pounds and couldn't climb the stairs without puffing out all at the age of 36. You can do it, guys. Don't think about it. Live in the present and take action. Screw it. Get up and do it. Also on the 15th, Josiah Charles was commenting on one of my videos. It's a little funnier, where I was walking in the woods and the yellow flies were attacking me. Bro, can't thank you enough for sharing. I've watched your entire journey. You helped me make the jump to carnivore, Lion Diet lifestyle. I'm grateful and loving the journey myself now. Living the dream of recovery and looking forward to success and continued transformation. Keep rising and shining. Salute. Thank you, Josiah. Appreciate your sharing that with us. Cecilia McClay, also on June 15th. I've been on carnivore diet for 2 months. Arthritis, gone. Psoriasis, gone. Toenail fungus, gone. Lost 15 pounds. No more meds for me. That's great, man. I gotta tell you, those things would be rough to deal with. The pain that comes from arthritis, the itchiness, and also the social stigma that comes from psoriasis and the toenail fungus. To hear that you've been able to beat all of those things, it has got to feel amazing. And I'm so happy to hear that for you, Cecilia. Psalms 91:1 said on June 23rd, I'd love to see the results you've seen. I'm on day 22 of my first 30 carnivore, and I've only lost 14 pounds. Well, 14 pounds ain't much to sneeze at, to be honest with you. And even Chris T commented, keep it going. 14 pounds in 22 days sounds pretty decent to me. I'm down almost 60 pounds in 5 months. My biggest benefits came in how I'm feeling, which is amazing. Energy through the roof. I've added more grease and fat, and that helped me reduce portion size and increase time between meals. My suggestion is to stay with it longer than 30 days. Good luck. And I agree. You know, when I started this diet, I decided I was going to do it for 6 weeks. That was my goal. But before 6 weeks got there, long before 6 weeks got there, I knew that I wasn't going to stop, because this was life-changing, and I knew it from the beginning. If you go back and watch my very first video, 125 Days on Lion Diet, which I recommend everybody start with who watches my channel, because it might be a little confusing not seeing the whole transformation. But that's one of the reasons I've added a quick view of that at the very beginning of all my videos, so people can know where I'm coming from. When you've come from a lifestyle like these folks are talking about, where you haven't seen those results and you've been struggling for so long, it can be really disheartening to even get started. And I know all of our bodies react a little bit different, but I can tell you this, people who stick with it usually find that they get a switch. Even if they didn't get a switch early on, they'll eventually get that switch they were looking for, and then the pounds just start coming off, your body starts feeling better, and you're able to get your life back. I think I got to take a bite. I think I have waited the 10 minutes now. Let's see how we did today. I love the way steak comes out of the air fryer when I freeze it. If I have a frozen steak and I cook it in the air fryer, I have been enjoying those so much more than I ever thought I would. The air fryer offers a lot for a little. Boy, once I get going, it's really hard to stop. All right, Jim Riley said on June 23rd, "Man, this is so stupid. So I messaged you about recalling when you first started and squats. Well, my semi broke down. A year ago, it was $300 and an hour of my time. Now, 6 weeks and $5,000. Anyway, I just now figured out I can squat again with my heels on the floor. I can't get as deep as you, and I seriously don't have the money for all the meat right now. But listen, if it wasn't for you and another of your videos, I wouldn't even have just tried to do that. To most, I suppose that sounds stupid, but to me, ever try as hard as you thought you could to do a job, but you were tentative about it because you weren't sure, and then you learned it was possible, and all of a sudden, it was easy? Yeah, I can relate to that, Jim. Meet my squats. Laugh out loud. Thanks, man. Keep up the great work." Commenting on my walking with a weighted vest for the first time, or walking with a weighted vest plus 100 squats for the first time on June 23rd, Gene Irwin said, "Every time I haul a 40-pound bag of chicken feed, softener salt, etc., I tell myself, that's what I used to carry around, plus more, all the time. I also picture in my mind hauling around 4 to 5 10-pound sacks of potatoes. Now there's a picture. I'm not lion diet, but mostly carnivore with 2MAD and intermittent fasting. Will be a year in July and 47 pounds lighter. Feel great. Only issue I have once in a while are leg cramps between 4 and 5 a.m. Never going back. This way of eating is so easy and actually cheaper than my old way of eating. Stay the course and keep motivating us." I agree about it being cheaper than my old way of eating. The bottom line is it's still cheaper because I'm not needing medications all the time. I'm not needing to buy junk food when I go out to convenience stores and places like that. I don't spend money at restaurants where I would pay double or triple what I would pay for the same food I can make here, and I tend to make it better too. As far as I'm concerned, the steaks I've had when I eat out are never as good as the steaks I make. And it's probably the same for you. My steaks may not be the best ones you've ever had, but I love them. And if you make your own, you're going to put your love and your heart into it that the people at the restaurant might put something else in it. You never know. Commenting on the same video, David Holloway said, "Mate, you have changed my life. Thank you." You're welcome, David. I'm glad you were watching, and I'm glad that it has benefited you as much as it has. And I hope that for all of you out there. I really want to see you guys benefit from taking control of your health through nutrition, and eventually, if you can, getting some exercise in there, because it's going to make all the difference. I'm about to turn 50 years old, and I still feel better than I have in my entire life. I don't care, even with some of the issues that I still have residual from years of eating the wrong things, not having a gallbladder, running into this vitamin D2 deficiency somehow, even though I'm in Florida. But whatever, those issues are so minor to what I was dealing with before. The pain and the lack of answers of any kind. This way of life has changed my life, and I'm glad it's changed your life, David, and I hope it changes many of your lives for the better, like it has for us. On June 26, Irene Peak said, "Just wanted to let you know that your videos are a great encouragement for me. I was on keto for about 3 years, watched too many food hacks and ended up dirty keto and added back 20 pounds. Started carnivore in January and I'm down 20 pounds with 20 to go. The main thing I want from carnivore lifestyle is the body pains to diminish. That is happening, and I've been able to get back to exercising, which helps so much. I'm using a total gym and stretch band and doing some lymph massage. I'd love to have a total gym. Those are awesome. It's been a little up and down, and I'm doing better. Your screw it, just do it has become a great part of my attitude lately. Thanks again from a non-compliant great-Grammy in Michigan, 79 years old. P.S. Today's video is awesome. Good job." Well, thank you, Irene. I sure do appreciate those wonderful comments, and I'm glad that you are benefiting so much from the lifestyle. And yes, I do tend to push folks to be a little bit more accurate and clean in what they're doing, because as I progressed on this diet, every time I slipped down that wrong path, it was more than just a small setback. And it just got easier and easier to start saying no, especially as my taste buds started to change. The longer I was away from the sugary foods and things like that, the easier it was to say no, because now things like peanut butter that I used to love, candy bars. Everything has a different flavor that I've tried since getting off of it. Now, I don't encourage you to go out and try those things. Try to stay away from the stuff you already know is bad for you. But I've tried some things and found that I didn't have a negative reaction, but I haven't looked into them enough to decide if I want to add them back into my diet, like potatoes, for instance. I'm not 100% sure I'm ready to promote potatoes or even make those a regular part of my diet, but I've tried a few things. And those are the things I wouldn't mind adding back if I find out they're healthier. Like eggs, I mentioned earlier. I really think eggs are going to be something I'm going to bring into my diet. They are really good to me still, and they have a lot of things like iodine is natural in eggs if the chickens are fed properly. And around here they use a lot of the oyster shells in their feed, so I know they're going to get some. And I'm hoping they're using the other feed that has iodine-rich sources in it. But that's going to be a matter of getting a little bit more prepared rather than just buying eggs from the store. And that's my plan. So I'm trying to take it a full approach to make sure I'm always putting in my body what is good for my body and not what's bad for it. It really makes a big difference every day to keep the bad stuff out for me. Because if I don't, I know I'm likely to slip down that path real easy. Alright, let's do one more here. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but the name you use on YouTube is R-A-C-H-I-D. It's either Rachid or Ratched or Rakehid or whichever it is. I appreciate you for being there. He said, "Thank you. I get up each morning, look for your video, and take a 3-mile walk. You have inspired me. The way you present your videos is unique and the best place to start this journey. I was 302 pounds at my worst in January, and I could get to 170 in high school. I am less than a week in on the steak part, but 2 weeks in on the walk part, push-ups and squats. I was eating keto already, but I had the cut issues too. Anyway, I teach a jiu-jitsu class each weekend out of my garage, and these young guys, I'm 52 September this year, were starting to move faster than me. Not good when the instructor has to win. Laugh out loud. I'm 290 pounds now, dialing in each day, and hoping to get to 220 at 6 feet tall. I'm assuming you may be slightly taller. I am 6'1". I just saw a video on your interest in jiu-jitsu. Screw it, get up and do it. You'll love it. So your wife and son, so will your wife and sons. They need it in today's weird world. I hope to sit down and email how I came to watching your channel, etc. soon. Thank you, Dante. You have changed my life, and I'm sure many others. The important thing is you changed yours. And you know, it's funny. This being the last video I was gonna, comment I was gonna talk about. It takes me to something that did happen yesterday that you're going to like. Yesterday, my son had the first day of a 1-week karate camp at his Taekwondo class. And my wife had, she started doing some part-time work there. So she said, hey, why don't you go up there and participate in this class and get a chance to see if you like it, because they might do some grappling or something like jiu-jitsu. And I thought, well, that would be good. I'd like to go check it out. Plus, I love hanging out with Levi. He's a lot of fun, and he's a good boy. He makes me proud. But we went up there, and I couldn't record much because, you got to let other people's children in there, and I was trying to be very respectful of that. But they really put me through the ropes, and it was yesterday after I had already done 3 miles of walk and 100 push-ups. So I went in, and after about 3 hours of all of their consistent going exercise with the kicks, and we were doing planks for long periods of time, and doing the big rope thing where you gotta do the heavy ropes back and forth. We had relays and doing where we would go all the way across the mat doing kicks and things like that, which I used to watch that and think, how are they learning anything doing that? What's the big deal? Well, I found out yesterday it is a big deal, man. They get a lot of exercise doing that, and the muscle memory they get from it certainly helps with their ability to do the kicks and things that they have to do. So as much as I wasn't a fan of doing, say, for instance, Taekwondo, and I wanted to do Jiu-Jitsu because I feel like it's the stronger of the martial arts for defense, but also I wanted to be able to do that, but also to get in shape. So I found out that Taekwondo training is definitely a lot of exercise. Here's a little video of a success for me, because when I was able to do the sparring with Levi, we had a great time. And it's something that I would not have been able to do a couple of years ago. I might not have even gotten up to try, because it was just a bridge too far for me to think about doing something like that. I would have made excuses like, I don't want to be like Kramer and Seinfeld and go in there and karate, to do karate with little kids or something like that. Whatever excuse I could do to not participate because I would be embarrassed. But I was looking forward to this, and boy did they give me a workout, I gotta tell you. But it felt good to be the oldest one in the room and to know that I was in excellent shape and able to keep up with these people who do this all the time. So believe me, I totally get what you mean. Raced, racket, however you pronounce it, I totally get where you're coming from. And I just want to thank you guys for leaving these comments. I'm going to continue to make some of these videos to hopefully encourage you. So if you've got a success story to share, please leave it in the comments. It doesn't matter if it's on this video or a past video or a future video. I'm going to go through and find those comments because I want to be able to see them and talk to you about them. Because I sure do appreciate what you guys do for me. You letting me know your successes helps motivate me even when I don't feel like doing it. There are many a day that I don't feel like saying screw it, get up and do it. But I still do it, and it helps to have you pushing behind me, and I want to be here to help you guys keep motivated, keep moving in the right direction, and get your life back. That's all I got for today. I'm going to eat the rest of this steak, and I'll see you guys next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?